All right, we're heading into week 9 of the NFL season. I'm going through ranking all 32 teams, 1 through 32. Man, we had a separation Sunday this weekend. There is a ton of bad football teams, and it feels like maybe 10 good ones out there. But let's not waste any more time. Let's kick things off with my bottom tier teams, teams 32 through 24. Okay, a new bottom tier team, the Tennessee Titans. This team is awful. The coaching is now bad. Again, even worse without Brian Callahan. Cam Ward hasn't gotten a fair shake of it, but he's also starting to develop some bad habits. He looks bad. Raiders at 31, they're on a bye. This team is really, really bad. Let's see if they get a little better with Brock Bowers back in there. The Jets finally get a win. I don't know how the Jets won a football game, but they won a football game. Shout out to the Jets and Aaron Glenn getting the first win. Saints at 29, looking like it's going to be Tyler Shuck. Spencer Rattler gets benched in this game. Both quarterbacks look horrible. Defense is actually doing a pretty decent job, all things considered. Miami at 28 beat the brakes off the Falcons. This kind of looked like the old Dolphins here. They got no tight ends. They're injured. Start running 6 offensive linemen, and the offense looks really good. Kind of crazy how that works if you can protect your quarterback and be physical and run the football. Giants at 27, pull one out for the homie Cam Scatterbo. Dislocated ankle on a dirty hip drop tackle. Typical Eagles over here, but ripped to the air season. Arizona on the bye at 26, losers of 5 in a row. This team just can't close out games. We'll see what they look like with Kyler Murray back. Jacoby Brissett actually did a decent job, so if they still look bad with Murray at quarterback, he's definitely out of there. Cleveland at 25, team sucks. Dylan Gabriel's not it. Throw Shador Sanders in there. He's terrible too, I'm sure. Myles Garrett, though, 5 sacks against the Patriots. I don't know why he signed that extension to stay in Cleveland. Signed it to play for a good football team. And finally, the Cincinnati Bengals at 24. They lost that game. They scored 37 points against the Jets, 38 points, whatever it was. Their defense just completely melted down and imploded. Joe Flacco threw the ball 19 times, targeted Jamar Chase, 2 targets to T. Higgins, 1 catch for a 40-plus yard touchdown. So you got to figure that out a little bit, Cincinnati, but they're still a bad team. But let's move to our middle tier teams, teams 23 through 16. All right, Carolina here at 23 get blown out by the Buffalo Bills, but honestly, Andy Dalton might be a terrorist. The hardest sell I've seen in a long time. I think if Bryce Young plays and is healthy, they hang with this Bills team. Awful, Andy Dalton. The Bears, we know the Bears suck. Their defense couldn't force a million turnovers. They could have won. Caleb Williams is getting benched this year. We're going to keep that going. He is terrible. He's bad, man. He just can't hit open receivers. They couldn't get the running game going. Jacksonville on a bye. We'll see what the Jags do coming out of the bye here. They had some good momentum early in the season, but offense is really bad. Defense is getting worse. Atlanta, Atlanta has the 2 worst losses of the season, I think. Blown out by the Panthers, and now this embarrassing dumpster fire against the Dolphins. I don't care that Kirk Cousins was a quarterback. I don't care that you didn't have Drake London. Dolphins have one of the worst run defenses in football. Run the football with Bijan Robinson. Holy crap. Vikings at 19. This was a disaster on Thursday. Carson Wentz out for the season. Thank God. He's horrible. Offensive line hasn't been great either. It's all on J.J. McCarthy to try and keep this team salvageable here. Washington at 18. I thought they were feisty in the first half against Kansas City. Mariota did a good job, but turnovers, not able to kick field goals. They were in a weird spot, but this defense is also not very good. Dallas, same thing for them. Defense is horrible, and the offense is not good unless they are playing a sub-500 team. Dak was really kind of bad in this game, looked not comfortable at all. You have the 4th receptions leader in the NFL, Jake Ferguson. 0 receptions for him. They threw the ball 50 times. So stupid. Javonte having a nice season, though, so you do got to feel good about that. And finally, at 16, the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of juice back on the Ravens. Lamar was out. Snoop Huntley back in. They take care of business. The defense has now looked decent in the last 2 games. Not that terrible defense we saw earlier in the season. Getting Lamar back is a huge boost. And the AFC North refuses to do anything to help themselves. They're now the favorite to win this division with 2 wins. The Ravens have 2 wins, and they're favored to win the division. Let's see what they do on Thursday against the Dolphins. But let's move into our top 15 teams. A new entrant to the top 15. Let's kick it off. Okay, Texans here at 15. We've talked how much this Texans defense is an elite level defense, Super Bowl caliber defense. They've been great this season. They make life a living hell for teams. They have great players and great plays across all 3 levels of this defense. The problem has been the offense. The offense has been terrible, And you know what? They looked okay. No Nico Collins, no problem. Get the rookie wide receivers involved. Iowa State stand up out there. And they finally got the ball to Woody Marks. They ran with him a lot more, and they just got him involved in the passing game. This was clearly CJ Stroud's best game since maybe his rookie year in the regular season. He looked really comfortable back there. They were able to protect him. The offensive line issues will continue to be a real problem against elite healthy defenses. We know how banged up San Francisco is. But I think Houston's going to be able to make a push here for one of the wild card spots. They're not winning this division because of the Colts, but these are some positive signs now. So we had a real stinker against the Seahawks on offense last week, but they were good offensively twice before the bye against bad teams. So Houston's going to beat up on these bad teams. I think offensively will struggle against these better teams. So not the worst case scenario if you're the Texans. And then who knows? Defense plays good enough. Maybe you find yourselves winning another fluky playoff game. Texans here at 15. Okay, I got the Steelers here at 14, dropping them 2 spots. The Steelers are bad, man. They're just not a great football team. They desperately need a second wide receiver. It's DK or it's nothing. Aaron Rodgers is get the ball out quick. They can't really get the deep passing plays down there because he doesn't want to get hit. He's feeling the pressure. Offensive line is starting to get a little shaky. They can't get a consistent running game going anymore. Well, they did play the Packers. That is one of the best, if not the best, run defense in football. So I may give them a little bit of a pass, but we've kind of seen it. They're a little slow, getting stuck in the mud a bit, and the defense is terrible. TJ Watt, I tried to tell everybody, you should have cut TJ Watt. You should have let him walk. He's the most overpaid player, I think, in the league. He's just not impactful like he used to be whatsoever, and he looks old. Jalen Ramsey can't cover anymore. He's been good in other things, mixing them in and tackling, blitzing, stuff like that. He just can't cover people anymore. Steelers can't play defense. They're not going anywhere. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens actually catch them in this division. This was a flawed older team. They have the most money committed on defense, and it's not showing up anywhere. It's a bunch of old guys. This could be the first year that they fall below 500 because I think this is going to get out of hand fast like we saw last year. The collapse is happening earlier here. I'd be very worried if I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan here at 14. All right, Chargers here at 13. Very positive sign for the Chargers. I know the Vikings, are the Vikings and Carson Wentz sucks. Joe Alt being back on the offense really helped the protection out a lot. They were able to give Herbert some more time, get him comfortable in the pocket. Running game was also much more effective. Kamani Vidal had an excellent game. And look at the new tight end weapon. Oronde Gadsden, the young kid out there, is looking great the last few weeks. It adds another element to this offense. Lab McConkey's getting more involved, which is helping things out. Quentin Johnson, he was the early in the season. Now we're moving the ball, spreading things out. So once this team gets Amari on Hampton bat, I think they are very, very dangerous. Defense will continue to be concerned with the injuries they're racking up. They lose Derwin James, but a well-coached football team, a very good division. So they are up against it, but I think the entire bottom tier of this AFC is pretty bad. So I'd be very surprised if the Chargers don't find themselves in the postseason. Chargers here at 13. All right, 49ers here at 12. The Niners, tough spot for them. They're just so banged up. The injuries are racking up. We know the devil contract Mike Shanahan signed is being forced upon Kyle Shanahan, and the Niners fans are paying the penalty for this one. But Christian McCaffrey, he had 1 carry in the first half against this Texans team. They didn't have a first down till the last drive. I mean, it was something ridiculous. It was so bad for them. Mac was getting killed. The protection was bad. And this patchwork defense couldn't hold up for a second straight week. I don't necessarily blame them. Robert Saleh's doing a lot with absolutely nothing back there. Injuries continue to rack up. Hopefully they get Brock Purdy back because I know Mac Jones has been good. Brock Purdy is better than Mac Jones. They need to get healthier everywhere, man. They need to get some receivers back. We need Ricky Pearsall back. We need Jawan Jennings to be healthy. Where the hell is Brandon Ayuk? Get him out there. Jesus. Hopefully McCaffrey stays healthy because he's actually been excellent this year in the passing game, in the running game. George Kittle back is helping things out a lot, but they just need bodies, man. This is a good 49ers team that's well coached. They just don't have the talent to keep up. Luckily, the schedule is relatively soft, one of the softer schedules in the league. So if they keep racking up wins, same with the NFC, as I said with the AFC, there's a lot of weird shit teams at the bottom here. So I think the Niners will find themselves in the postseason. If they're healthy in the playoffs, this is a very dangerous team. Niners here at number 12. All right, the Patriots here at 11, and everyone pour one out for me, because I tried to tell everybody Drake May was the guy going into that draft. Drake May is a guy. It looks like the Patriots have another quarterback and another head coach. This is a super well-coached team with Mike Vrabel, and Drake May just makes plays. He's brought back downfield passing. Yes, passing the football downfield is back in style again with Drake May and the Patriots. It's kind of crazy. We forgot, we could throw the football downfield. He has been excellent. One of the best throws. I mean, you just watch his throws. They are awesome. Running game is kind of all over the place. They finally unleashed Travion Henderson a little bit. He has a solid game. Did fumble going into the end zone. Of course he did, because we can't have nice things, and Patriots running backs fumbling are like death and taxes. They're always happening here. Defense is also, solid. They're a great run defense. You cannot run the football against this Patriots team. Not a single rusher over 50 yards against them this season. Pass defense, much to be desired. Christian Gonzalez, though, is working his way back in there. He was banged up to start the season, and he is one of the best corners in the NFL. So I think this Patriots team is just starting to round into form, and they play absolutely nobody. This is comical how bad this schedule is. Bad quarterbacks, bad teams, bad coaches. Mike Vrabel and Drake May are going to take massive advantage out of this. So Patriots are here to stay. Patriots have a real shot to be a contender to get the bye in the AFC. Now, the Bills are going to have something to say about that. They got a lot more experience here. But a soft schedule of the Patriots is nice, and the rebuild is not even a rebuild. They're already here. They're already going to be in the playoffs probably. Patriots here at 11. Okay, Packers here at 10 after a really sloppy, typical Packers first half. Much better in the second half. And you know what? I think the running game has really started to open up like we've seen in years past. And this is helping this offense tremendously. Josh Jacobs is getting involved more. They're moving the chains here. He's getting them into the end zone. And it just makes things easier passing the football. We saw Christian Watson back, open up the downfield passing. Now, not everybody's a potato back there like Pittsburgh is. Jordan Love's not going to live with the run around, drop back, and just chuck a grenade up there. Hopefully Tucker Kraft makes a great play. Tucker Kraft is having an incredible season. He has been excellent. He's a huge, huge weapon and a big body for them. But we saw this hurt the Packers a few years ago in the playoffs, and it'll probably hurt them again. The defense is the key here. The secondary is bad in Green Bay. They're bad. We know they're bad. They can rush the passer. They can cover up for that bad back end. But you can't run the ball against Green Bay. So you get yourselves in awkward situations where the pass rush can tee off against you. This is a very good defense when Micah's playing like Micah's playing. Very slow start for him. He's been excellent the last few weeks. But again, Green Bay, ultimately, you just want to see more from their offense. You don't trust these receivers. There's no elite number one guy out there. They got a lot of good guys. They don't have a guy out there. We'll see what Green Bay does here. We've seen them get bogged down by better defenses out here. So not going to overreact after a great second half against a shitty Pittsburgh defense. Packers here at number 10. Okay, Broncos at 9 here. Pretty solid performance from Denver overall. And honestly, the offense did exactly what you wanted the offense to do. Hung 40 on the Cowboys' terrible defense. They were really, really solid, especially in the first half. Just moving the football, getting touchdowns over here. Bo Nix had a much better game than he did the first 3 quarters against the Giants there. And we got the running game involved. We know we've had some solid games from J.K. Dobbins, but they kind of let R.J. Harvey out of the box a little bit, and he had some big explosive plays, had the touchdown for you. He is a very nice weapon to have out there. Troy Franklin has solidified himself, I think, finally as the number 2 receiver in this Denver offense. And honestly, Cortland Sutton dropping a touchdown in his hands. What is going on? Sutton never drops that pass. Still an excellent number 1. The defense has been very hit or miss this year. Gave up a couple of big plays. They had an interesting approach to those 2 Cowboy receivers. Jahdae Barron finally got an interception. He's kind of been disappointing with their first-round draft pick. The cornerback position is a question. Patrick Surtain did get banged up in this one. We'll see. But the pass rush has been king in Denver. They have dominated. They're the best pass rushing team in football. Nick, are the Bonito Fish big, has been excellent out there for them. They're getting after quarterbacks. They make them throw against one side of the field, essentially. So you can bracket and play too high because PS2 takes a guy out of there. Need some more consistency from the offense. A complete game, kind of finally, for Denver, and they took care of business. Broncos here at number 9. Okay, Seahawks here at 8. They were on a bye this week. Seattle's defense, excellent, man. This is a great defense. We were hyping them up all off season, and they have lived up to it. Now, the offense is a bit of a concern when Sam Darnold is comfortable. He can sling the rock all over the place. and it's really easy and it's really pretty. They can get the running game going. We've lost the running game. The backfield situation is still super weird with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. I don't even think they know what they want to do with the running backs and how they want to run the football. I'm very interested to see what this offense looks like when teams start taking away JSN. JSN's got to start getting that treatment like top tier wide receivers. He's really the only wide receiver Darnold even throws to, so he's got to start getting doubled and bracketed, and we'll see what the adjustments are going to be made, because honestly, Darnold was terrible against the Texans, but they won comfortably because of how good their defense was. And I think that's going to be a running theme for the rest of the season. This is a good team. We know what the ceiling is. We know what the ultimate downfall of this team is going to be against a better quality opponent. But right now, Seahawks, very spunky, very solid here at number 8. All right, we got the Bills at 7 coming off the bye. Take care of business against the Panthers. Blow their ass out. Was a little slow to start there. The defense is got a lot of issues. They finally get some bodies back, and then Ed Oliver tears his pec. So that's a big loss for them. They don't know what. They just can't catch a break on this defense. It's not a very good defense. It's bad against the run, and they get some health back, and then they instantly lose it. Tough blow for them. Offense, though, much better, back into form. James Cook, 200-plus yards on the ground. Feel like he could have set the record. I think he had like 216 by 5 minutes left in the third quarter, but it was the Bills. They were blowing him out. They pulled off the dogs. I really think he could have went for it against Carolina there. Josh Allen was fine. This team still needs a number 1 wide receiver. They don't have a number 1 elite guy. I like Khalil Shakir. I like Keon Coleman. I love Dalton Kincaid at the tight end spot, but it's just kind of it's just missing a guy that can go get open no matter what. Third and gotta have it. They just don't have that guy, and that will ultimately, I think, cost the Bills. They do have a superhuman at quarterback, which always helps things. And the protection has been very good this year. Offensive line is good. So there are some moves to be made with a week left in the trade deadline. But Buffalo back on track. Big matchup this week against the Chiefs. Bills here at 7. All right, I'm going to drop the Buccaneers here to number 6. I just haven't loved what I've seen from the Bucs the last few weeks. Defense was good, which is what you want to see against a very terrible offense. I mean, how about that pick 6, man? Add insult to injury, the one-arm snag, body and Spencer Rattler into the end zone. Antoine Winfield Jr. should have had a second touchdown, but the NFL refs are incompetent. Shocker, who knew? I'm kidding. We all knew on that one. But the offense for Tampa just hasn't been as good. They can't run the football without Bucky. Emeka Ibuka's getting the doubles now, starting to get the number 1 wide receiver look, and it's starting to show he just hasn't been as productive the last few weeks. Tez Johnson's your guy that they're throwing the ball to, Kate Otten as well. Got to get Chris Godwin back out there. Somehow they need another receiver, it feels like, with Mike Evans being lost for the season here. But Baker was another stinker. They're winning games, though. Can't complain if you're winning games. You figure this thing out on offense. They have been super banged up as a team, and nobody's going to push them in the NFC South. So Tampa's in a really good spot, going to be hosting a playoff game. Once again, Buccaneers here at 6. Okay, Rams at 5 coming off the bye. Puka Nacua expected to be back here. The Rams are this kind of sleeping kind of playoff team we're waiting for here. Doing a good job in the regular season, but they're just trying to coast through it and get to the playoffs because this is where this team is going to thrive. This young defense is getting better and better every week. They can get after quarterbacks. They definitely need some secondary help. They do make a trade with Tennessee to upgrade that secondary. I would like maybe another one here because that's probably the weakest part of their team. Stafford back, you just got to cross your fingers, but he's been excellent this season. Gets the ball out quick. Doesn't really distribute the football, but he gets the ball out quick. He gets it to Devontae. He gets it to Puka. I would love to see the tight ends get more involved in this Rams offense. You spend a high draft pick on a tight end. You have some good weapons out there. The running backs as well. The running game's been a little bit weird with the Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, Jaquez Hunter situation out there. It's got to be Kyron. I know Blake Corum got banged up over there. So keep running the football. Maybe spread the ball out a little bit more. Tutu Atwell, another guy that adds a vertical threat to this team. Let your defense rush the passer. Rams are a dangerous team, but I think we'll see their final form come postseason. Rams here at 5. All right, Eagles here at 4. Eagles back on track. Get back to business. No A.J. Brown. Still do a good job. They throw in the football. Devontae Smith, I feel like, is the number 1 wide receiver on this team. They're not going to trade A.J. Brown. They probably should. He's miserable there. Could get some upgrades. Defense better for the Eagles. Now, they killed our man Scadaboo. Don't love that. Bad karma overall. And the tush push just gotta freaking go, guys. The referees don't know how to officiate. They can't officiate it correctly. It's scummy. It's bad. Everybody hates it. Get that shit out of here. Jalen Hurts clearly fumbled on that tush push. Nonsense. They get away. You get the offense. The refs in this game were just horrible here. But Philly looking back on track. Very solid team. Very well tested. We'll see. It feels like they're missing a little bit something from last year. They don't quite have that depth on defense. You are able to move the football against this team and are able to score. Running game was better, but the Giants' run defense is so bad. It's nice to see Saquon get involved, but he picks up a groin injury. He said he's okay. Could have went back in. We'll see. They need to run the football more consistently in Philadelphia. But for right now, they feel like clearly one of the two best teams in the NFC. Eagles here at number 4. All right, Colts here at 3, baby. Colts just keep doing on the things you got to do. Beat a bad Titans team. No problem. A little bit sloppier in the first half. It was 17-7 going into halftime. Playing the Titans for the second time, you started to wonder, okay, once you see this team, do you figure things out? Nope. Took care of business, dominated the second half. Jonathan Taylor, man, he's got 14 touchdowns on the season. Saquon had 15 all of last year. He's on pace for 2,200 all-purpose yards. Jonathan Taylor might actually be a real running back threat to win the MVP. He's been excellent. The protection has been really good, helping out Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was kind of just whatever in this game. He gets the ball to his receivers. Michael Pittman Jr. with an insane bicep catch over there. Alec Pierce has like 1 or 2 plays downfield, big long pass plays every single game, which has kind of helped explode this offense. Defense is solid up front, tough team to run the football against. They could use another pass rusher and a secondary guy. I keep saying this. Their back end is what's ultimately going to take this team down. I think they're not going to be able to cover against these elite top tier quarterbacks, but this is a fun team. This is an explosive offense. Can Daniel Jones give us this in the postseason? What are we going to see when they get pushed? The Colts schedule does tighten up a little bit here. Going to Pittsburgh. I know I'm not super high on Pittsburgh, but that's a tough place to play outdoors. Then they got to play the Chiefs coming up here in a second. They're going to run away with this division. I wouldn't be surprised if they aren't the 1 seed in the AFC just because of how far of a lead they have and the division is crap. Colts here at number 3. Great offense. Fun team overall. The surprise of the NFL season. All right, Lions at number 2. Detroit on a bye this past week. They're coming back off the bye, hosting Minnesota. I'm sure they'll stop us because God hates me or whatever. But this Lions team has been really, really good this year. Now, the offense has struggled against better defenses. They played 2 good defenses and kind of got bogged down. They got dominated by Green Bay week 1. That's week 1. And the Chiefs kind of brought it to them again. Other than that, if this team is at home, they will score 50 points. They will beat up on teams. They are good front runners. Defense has some injuries. Pass rush kind of slowing down a bit. Aiden Hutchinson's picking up more double teams, and we're starting to see that slow down. But the aggressive physical man defense that they played over the borderline, I think sometimes on the aggressiveness there. They're just saying that we're going to hold every play. We're not the most talented back end. We got bodies missing. We're just going to hold and grab every play. You're not calling it every time. It's a bold strategy, Cotton, and it's paying off so far here. The run game is not as good as last year with the 1-2 combo. We finally saw a huge Jahmyr Gibbs game, which was nice to see, especially get him involved in the screen game. Lions killed in that screen game. He's awesome at receiving the football. Jared Goff is going to be probably your biggest concern. Big games against good teams. What's he going to look like? If he's not on his spot, if he's not able to be robotic out there distributing the football, he struggles, man. If you move him around, get him out there, he will struggle. He will refuse to convert. It's just not quite as crisp as last year. We saw them hit everything, every 4th down, every 3rd down, every completion, every ball is getting caught. So it's not as smooth there. But the Lions schedule also not super tough here right now in this stretch. So we'll see what they do moving forward. They do have a couple of big games coming up. Can't wait to see them play the Chiefs. Can't wait to, or not the Chiefs, excuse me, the Eagles down for the NFC's 1 spot here. Lions at number 2. All right, and finally, number 1, it's the Chiefs, baby. Chiefs are back. Kind of ridiculous. They didn't even play super sharp against the Commanders, and they absolutely dominated this game. Getting Rashee Rice back in this offense has opened things up tremendously. You can just see the impact out there. Guys are running even more open. Rashee Rice is an X factor. You can get him the ball. He makes plays. He scores touchdowns. Defense is getting better by the week. Still some question marks there. Tough team to run the football against. Secondary is kind of where their main concern is because Mariota and them move the ball pretty well early in this game. They need a running back, okay? Isaiah Pacheco just doesn't have the juice out there. The offensive line still kind of a banged up patchwork out there. Who knows where their first round pick Josh Simmons is? Whereabouts unknown. They need a running back. They could trade for a running back. Alvin Kamara, quit being stupid. Go to the Chiefs. Help my fantasy team out. Good God, out there. But for once, the Chiefs don't need receivers. I think this receiving room is kind of set. It's really good. They have very good complementary pieces. Travis Kelce, still a little fat, still able to make some plays out there, though. But Chiefs here at number 1. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the Chiefs back in the Super Bowl again. This team is definitely better than the Chiefs team last year, who won 15 games and went to the Super Bowl. So Chiefs at number 1. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who am I too high on? Who am I too low on? Love going back and forth with you guys. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel more, sign up for a channel membership. Help support me, allows me to keep making this great content for you guys every single day. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.